The human body is a masterpiece of divine intelligence, intricately designed to maintain balance, heal itself, and thrive when supported in the right way. Every heartbeat, every breath, every cellular function is a testimony to this inborn wisdom. When the body is provided with nourishment in its purest form, unprocessed, natural, and aligned with nature's rhythm, it possesses the remarkable ability to repair, regenerate, and restore itself. Healing is not something that must always come from outside interventions. It is a natural internal process that unfolds when we remove the obstacles and provide the right conditions for life to flourish. Our bodies were never designed to depend on synthetic chemicals or quick fixes, but to be nourished by the living energy that comes from whole, natural foods and pure water. When we understand and honor this principle, we begin to experience a transformation from the inside out. In every cell of our being lies an innate intelligence that constantly communicates with the rest of the body, ensuring that balance is maintained. When toxins or foreign substances enter the system, this intelligence works tirelessly to neutralize them or store them safely away to prevent harm. This process is a protective mechanism, not a flaw. However, when the body is overwhelmed by an excess of toxins, whether from processed foods, polluted air, or emotional stress, its natural systems begin to strain. The liver, kidneys, and lymphatic system are burdened, and the body compensates by storing toxins in fat cells. This storage process is not a failure of the body, it is an act of preservation. The body is essentially saying, "Let me protect you until you are ready to release this safely." Understanding this truth changes how we perceive our own bodies. Fat is not simply a cosmetic issue. It is a reflection of how hard the body is working to maintain internal harmony despite external challenges. When we begin to support this natural intelligence rather than fight it, remarkable things happen. By providing the body with the right kind of nourishment, pure water, natural herbs, whole foods, and minerals, it can begin to do what it does best, cleanse and heal. The cells start to release stored toxins, metabolism awakens, and energy returns. This is not a process of force or punishment, but of partnership. When we listen to what the body truly needs, it responds with vitality and balance. The journey to health is not about control or deprivation. It is about restoration and alignment. The body's intelligence always seeks equilibrium, and when we create an environment that allows it to do so, the results are profound and lasting. In today's world, our bodies are constantly bombarded with substances and conditions they were never designed to handle. The modern lifestyle, filled with processed foods, artificial additives, chemical-laden drinks, and chronic stress, creates an environment of internal chaos. Every time we consume something unnatural, the body must work overtime to identify, neutralize, and eliminate it. When this happens day after day, the natural detoxification organs, the liver, kidneys, and lymphatic system, become overworked and sluggish. The body, in its wisdom, responds by storing these toxins in fat cells, isolating them to prevent further damage. This accumulation of waste material, combined with poor dietary habits and lack of movement, leads to stubborn fat deposits that seem impossible to shed no matter how hard we try. The problem is not just the presence of fat, but the toxic load that lies hidden within it. Most people believe that excess weight is purely a matter of calories, but it is much deeper than that. The body holds on to fat as a survival mechanism. When the internal environment is toxic, the body clings to fat because it provides a safe storage space for harmful substances that could otherwise circulate and cause harm to vital organs. So long as the toxins remain trapped, the body feels unsafe releasing the fat. This is why so many struggle with diets and exercise regimens that fail to produce lasting results. They address the symptom, not the cause. Without cleansing the internal environment and reducing the toxic burden, the body will continue to protect itself through fat storage. Modern living has not only disconnected us from nature's wisdom, but also from our own body's signals. We eat quickly, sleep poorly, and expose ourselves to endless stress, leaving the body no time to recover or regenerate. Processed foods, especially those filled with refined sugars, hydrogenated oils, and preservatives, disrupt the body's natural chemistry. They create inflammation, slow down metabolism, and interfere with hormonal balance. Combined with emotional stress and lack of fresh air or sunlight, these factors form a perfect storm that prevents the body from functioning efficiently. The result is fatigue, weight gain, and a sense of heaviness, both physical and mental. Yet, when we begin to cleanse the body and restore it to its natural state, the shift is almost miraculous. The organs start to breathe again, the circulation improves, and fat cells begin to release their toxic content. The key lies not in fighting the fat, but in helping the body feel safe enough to let it go. Once the internal balance is restored, the excess weight naturally melts away because the body no longer needs it for protection. Fat is not merely a matter of aesthetics. It is a message from the body that something deeper needs attention. When fat begins to accumulate, it is often a sign that the body is out of balance, burdened by toxins, and struggling to maintain harmony within its internal systems. Many people view fat as an enemy, something to fight against with strict diets or intense workouts, but in truth, fat serves as a protective mechanism. It is the body's intelligent way of shielding vital organs from harmful substances that it cannot process or eliminate immediately. These toxins, originating from processed foods, environmental pollution, medications, or emotional stress, are stored safely in fat cells until the body has the strength and resources to expel them. This means that excess fat is often a symptom of a toxic overload rather than simply overeating or lack of exercise. Understanding this truth changes the entire approach to health and weight loss. When the internal environment of the body is clean, balanced, and nourished, fat has no reason to remain. But when the body is filled with chemical residues, artificial additives, and emotional tension, it clings to fat because releasing it would also release the toxins into the bloodstream, overwhelming the system. This is why so many people experience fatigue, headaches, or mood swings when they attempt to lose weight too quickly. The body is not being stubborn, it is being protective. It waits for the right conditions, hydration, nutrient balance, and reduced toxic exposure, before allowing safe fat loss. Therefore, fat should not be seen as the problem itself, but as a signal that the body requires cleansing and care. This perspective invites compassion rather than frustration. Instead of waging war against one's own body, the focus shifts to supporting its natural processes. When we feed the body clean, whole foods and plenty of water, the organs responsible for detoxification begin to work efficiently again. The liver processes toxins more effectively. The lymphatic system clears waste, and the cells regain their vitality. Gradually, as the internal environment improves, the body no longer needs to hold on to excess fat. The weight that once felt immovable begins to release naturally because the body feels safe. Fat is not a punishment or a sign of weakness. It is a form of wisdom, a signal that the body is doing its best to keep us safe in a toxic world. By honoring this understanding, we move from frustration to gratitude and from struggle to healing. The discovery of a natural drink that supports the body's cleansing process is not about finding a miracle potion, but about returning to the simplicity of nature's medicine. Throughout history, healing has always been rooted in plants, herbs, and minerals that work in harmony with the body's natural systems. Unlike synthetic solutions that force quick results and often disrupt internal balance, nature's remedies gently encourage the body to restore itself. A drink that helps dissolve fat at the cellular level does not work by attacking fat directly. Rather, it aids the body's natural detoxification pathways so that toxins can be released safely. When the body is properly nourished, hydrated, and cleansed, it begins to function at its full potential. And one of the natural results of this process is the gradual release of stored fat. The ingredients in such a drink are not chosen for their trendiness or marketing appeal, but for their biological wisdom. Herbs like ginger, turmeric, and dandelion root stimulate digestion and liver function, while lemon, cucumber, and mint refresh and alkalize the system, reducing internal acidity. These natural components activate the body's metabolism and help the lymphatic system move stagnant waste. When circulation improves, the cells receive more oxygen and nutrients, allowing them to release what they no longer need, including stored fat and toxins. This process is gentle, and it happens in alignment with the body's natural rhythm, often during rest or sleep when regeneration is most active. That is why such a drink is often described as working overnight. It does not perform magic. It simply creates the right internal conditions for the body's intelligence to do what it was designed to do. When we sleep, our bodies enter a state of restoration. The liver works hardest at night, processing accumulated toxins, and the cells undergo repair. Providing the body with a drink filled with natural cleansing agents before rest amplifies this process. The body no longer struggles to manage excess waste, and energy that was once used for defense is now directed toward healing and renewal. This is why many people feel lighter and more energized upon waking after adopting such a practice. The fat that once felt stuck begins to dissolve naturally because the body no longer needs to store impurities. Supporting the body through natural means is the most sustainable path to lasting wellness. Instead of forcing change through deprivation or strain, this approach nurtures the body into balance, allowing healing to unfold effortlessly. The key lies not in complex formulas, but in rediscovering the profound simplicity of nature's own design. Awakening to a healthier, lighter, and more vibrant body is not about chasing quick results, but about remembering the body's natural rhythm and aligning ourselves with it. True transformation happens when we reconnect with the wisdom of nature and listen to what our bodies have been trying to tell us all along. The path to vitality is not one of struggle or punishment. It is a gentle return to balance. Every choice we make, what we eat, how we rest, the thoughts we think, either brings us closer to harmony or further from it. When we begin to choose what nourishes rather than what numbs, the body responds with gratitude. Fatigue fades, the mind clears, and the spirit feels lighter because the body is no longer burdened by excess waste or toxic overload. This awakening is not only physical. It touches every part of our being, from our emotions to our energy and even our outlook on life. There is a profound sense of peace that comes from realizing that health is not something to be achieved, but something to be uncovered. Beneath the layers of toxicity, poor habits, and self-neglect lies a vibrant, intelligent system waiting to flourish. When we support this system with clean water, nourishing foods, and natural cleansing remedies, the transformation feels effortless. The body begins to trust again. It releases what it no longer needs, extra fat, tension, and stagnation, because it finally feels safe. This process may start with something as simple as a nightly cleansing drink, but its impact ripples outward, influencing every area of life. Energy rises, mood improves, and even thoughts become clearer because the mind and body are deeply interconnected. When the body is weighed down, the spirit is too. When the body is freed, clarity and joy naturally return. This awakening also shifts how we see ourselves. Instead of seeing health as a battle, we begin to view it as a relationship, a partnership between our will and our biology. We stop forcing outcomes and start creating conditions for healing. That is where true wellness begins, not in deprivation or control, but in trust and nourishment. When you awaken each morning with renewed energy, when your skin glows and your body feels light, you realize that nature was never against you. It was always waiting for you to return to it. This is the essence of living in harmony with your body, allowing its natural intelligence to lead the way toward lasting energy, balance, and vitality that radiates from within.